Hello everyone, welcome to Unleash Maths. In this video, we are going to learn how to calculate percentages very fast. And what we are going to do is we're going to simply understand fraction and percentages and the relationship between them. And that's what is going to help us get really fast at calculating percentages. Let's see how. There are a lot of videos on YouTube where we know tricks, but what we Unleash Maths believe in making tricks. We believe in seeing the patterns and making our own tricks. So that's what we are going to focus in this video as well. Okay, so truth bomb of the day. Fractions and percentages are nothing but the same thing. How? What is percent? When I say 50%, what I'm saying is 50%. Cent is nothing but century. Century is nothing but 100. So what I'm trying to say is 50 per 100. That is nothing but 50 divided by 100, which is what? A fraction. And if you simplify this fraction, you will understand 50 divided by 100 is nothing but 1 by 2. And that's why 50% is nothing but half. Similarly, if 50% is half, then 25%, which is half of 50%, is definitely going to be half of half. What is half of half? If you have half the pizza, if you break it down into two pieces, what will you get? 1/4. So half of half is nothing but what? 1/4. That means 25% has to be what? 1/4. Simple. So to get all different percentage value, what we just need to keep in our mind are 4 percentage value. One is 50%. What is 50%? Half. Second, 25%. 25% is 1/4. Now let's get to our third value. That is 10%. Now let's get to the same logic. What is 10%? 10 out of 100. So 10 out of 100, if you simplify, what do we get? 1/10. 1/10 is nothing but 10%. So how do you find out 1/10 of any number? Let's say 1/10 of 40. What will you do? 1 by 10 multiplied by 40, which is nothing but what? 4. Right? So what essentially we are doing while finding 1/10 is dividing the number by 10. And that's one of the most easiest thing to do. Right? Okay, if 10% is 1/10, then what will be 1%? 1% is 1/10 of 10%. So it is definitely going to be what? 100. So 1/100th of any number is nothing but what? 1%. So let's take an example. What is 1% of 700? It's going to be 100. If you do 100, that is nothing but 100th part of 700 is nothing but what? 7. 700 into 100. You divide 700 into 100 parts. Each part will be what? 7. 7 times 100 gives you 700. So to get 10%, you just find out 1/10. That is nothing but divide the number by 10. To get 1%, you have to find out 100. How do you do that? Divide the number by 100. That's it. So we now know what are the basics of getting these 4 percentages. I hope they are very clear in your mind. Now we're going to use these to find out any percentage value. Let's see how. Let's take an example. Suppose I want to find out what is 75% of 60. What will I do? I'll fall back to my logic. What all things I know for sure? I know what is 25%, right? What is 25%? 25% is nothing but 1/4. So okay, what is 25% of 60? 1/4 of 60. What is 1/4 of 60? 15. Okay, now if I use the logic of unitary method, 75% is nothing but 3 times of 25%. So if 25% is 15, then 75%, which is 3 times, is going to be what? Percent of 60 is going to be what? 45. What we have done over here is just broken down the problem into 2 parts. First, we've identified what we already know and then just extrapolated it. So we've kind of come up with our own trick over here. Now let's try to do it with another example. Let's say if I want to find out what is 60% of 40, what will I do? I'll fall back to the basic identity, that is 10%. What is 10% of 40? We can do it very easily. Divide by 10. And dividing by 10 is nothing but removing that extra 0 or you're moving a decimal point to the left. So moving decimal point to the left by 1 position, 10% of 40 is what? 4. And what do you want to find out? 60%, that is nothing but what? 6 times. So if 10% is 4, 60%, that is 6 times, is going to be 4 6 are 24. So 60% of 40 is going to be what? 24. Again, doing the same procedure. First we identified what is 10% of 40, that is 4, and then we identify what is 60%, that is nothing but 6 times of 4, which is 24. So by this logic, we can do any number. Let's now take a little difficult example. Let's say, what is 7% of 900? 7% of 900. Again, 7 means 7. I can get to 7 from 1. So let me first find out what is 1% of 900. What is 1% of 900? 1% is nothing but what? 100. 100 means what? Divide by 100. So remove those 2 zeros. What is that? 1% of 900 is 9. And what do I want? 7%. So if 1% is 9, then the 7%, which is 7 times, that is 9 sevens are 63. So 7% is going to be what? 63. So again, we did the same procedure. So this method you can use to get any. So let's take one example where we have decimals involved. Okay, what is 40% of 12? What is 40% of 12? Again, we'll fall back to same logic. 40. If we want to go to 40, it is easier to go from 10. So let's first find out what is 10% of 12. 10% of 12, that means I have to divide 12 by 10. If I divide 12 by 10, what will I get? 1.2. So 10% is 1.2. Now I want how much? 40%. So 1.2 4 times, that is 12 fours are 48. So the answer is over here is going to be what? 4.8. So that's it. Whether it involves decimal or not, if your logic is very clear, you can come up with the answers pretty fast and very comfortably. I hope you have understood. If you want to understand and if you want to develop your own tricks and build the logics of mathematics, then please subscribe to this channel, Unleash Maths, and you will get many more such videos. And also, please do like and comment on this video so that we can reach out to more such people and we'll grow the community. Thank you.